Community Financial Partner.
NCCU.
But we're coming to you virtually so you can be a part of what is happening today. It is Loan Education Day at the NCCU, and today we are focused on educating our members on everything pertaining to loans. So once you have a question about a loan product or the process or the application, or maybe you are even a member who was denied access to a loan, maybe your application wasn't approved and you have a question. We are welcoming every single question that you have. We are live on EMO, we are live on DBS Radio, both radio and social media. We are also live on Kyrie FM, radio and social media. So you have options as to where you wish to send your questions, and we are monitoring every page, and we will try our best to get to every question. So for those of you in Radio Land, you cannot see, but I am seated by three gentlemen. I'm the only woman at the table. I'm seated with three distinguished gentlemen, and so we will begin with introduction. So I will introduce myself now that I've gotten all the housekeeping matters out of the way. I am Shari Pastor Maroni, and I am the marketing manager of the NCCU, and I will let my guests introduce themselves. They will say their name and what section of the NCCU they're representing today. And I say today because that could change. We move around a lot. But I will let the guests introduce themselves.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning to wherever you are. I am Albert Allington Paul. I am your humble loans know-it-all. But during the day, I'm the loans and collections manager at the National Co-Operative Credit Union. Welcome to our virtual meetup, and I know it's going to be fun, exciting, and most importantly, educational.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric Scary. I am MSR, NCCU, currently attached to the collections department, but with past experience within the loans department.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm David Maximin, representing the credit committee here this afternoon.
All right, so you heard from the panel who they are and what area of the NCCU they're representing today. I feel like after Mr. Maximin spoke with that deep voice, I needed to drop an octave because I came there with that high note. Maybe we should try singing something afterwards. We'll see how that goes. All right, so we are here to talk about loans today, and it's not just because the NCCU wants to ensure that its members understand the processes, but it's because we want to ensure that you understand why you should pay attention to certain things that are said. And we want to ensure that our terms and conditions are not, implied. We want to ensure that terms and conditions are not things that you are confused about, because at the end of the day, what we want to ensure is that our members get good loans. Now, somebody might say a good loan to the NCCU is a big loan. That's not what we mean. We want to ensure that you get good loans, and a good loan to us is a loan that you can afford. That's what a good loan is to the NCCU, not just the size, not the size of the loan, but a loan that the member can afford. So we want to ensure that we educate, and that is part of our mandate as the National Co-Operative Credit Union. It's to educate our members. And this falls nicely with what is happening this month, because this month is what? Can somebody tell me from my panel what this month is? Me.
Loan Education Month.
It's it's not Loan Education Month. It is Health and Wellness Month.
Well, all that is loan education, because when you're not financially healthy, it's problematic. So we will add that as a little tagline at the bottom of your health month. That is also Loan Education Month, because we want you healthy physically, emotionally, and financially.
That is correct, and that is actually something that we have been saying. As we launched Health and Wellness Month, we said that we want our members to be healthy and well, not just financially, not just physically, but also mentally. Because guess what? If you have a loan that is a bad loan, that's going to play on your mind. That's going to play on your physical body, and it's going to play on your pocket. So we want to ensure that you are healthy in every sense of the word. It's a holistic approach that we're taking to this. All right, so let's talk about the types of loans available at NCCU. And I know sometimes people say so many loans and they're so confused and they don't know which one to pick, they don't know which one to choose. Who makes the decision on what loan somebody should take? Can I just walk into the NCCU and say, I want this, and I will get that type of loan? Do I just look on the website, that pretty new website, I'm putting a shameless plug in here, that pretty new website, and say, oh well, I saw this loan, so I click, I want that one. And I just walk in and say, that's the loan I want, and you have to give me that loan? Let's talk about that, the process. How do we go about, because the types are many.
Yes, that is true. Well, for loans and loan types, members always need money. So once a loan is introduced, members always ready to come and get it. However, the different loan types are there for a particular reason. So when you think of loan and coming to get a loan, the member needs to know exactly what they need. For example, if in case the NCCU offers a loan and the limit is $10,000, we are not offering a $10,000 loan. There is a specific name tag to the loan, and that is for the purposes for why we are offering that loan. So let's say, for example, a vehicle loan. If a member comes in and they decide they want a vehicle loan, but they bring in documents for fridge and stove, and you're not coming for a vehicle loan. You're coming for a loan for household appliances.
Mr. Paul, I see you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Skerritt. And Mr. Skerritt is quite correct, because you mentioned earlier, what do you do when you come into the credit union for a loan? That decision or that request begins with you, because you should know what exactly you want when you come to the institution. A lot of members, what they do is that they come and they make a request, but the request is an illusion for something else. So whenever you come to the credit union, make sure that you know exactly what you're coming for. And I'll just talk about our loan types. We have many loan types on our books. I say we have a loan type for every occasion, every season, every day of every year. I know we boast of 365 rivers in Dominica. We may very well have 365 loan types or more at the NCCU. But all those are condensed into a simple set of loans that we can modify and tailor-make to the member and the member's needs and requests. But importantly, when you come to get a loan, that you must know exactly what you want to do, what you want the purpose for the loan. And when you come in, speak to the loans officer, because loans officers are somewhat like counselors. Because I think two people that know most about our members are the members' doctors and the members' loans officers, because all problems are usually documented at that loan interview or discussed at that loan interview. Oh, he didn't do this or he didn't do that, something to that effect. So it's discussed. So come with an open mind and see what your request is, and I'm absolutely sure, I'm really willing to bet, although I don't, but I'm willing to bet money on it that we have a product that is suited for you. So come into the NCCU. So that's about all. In case anybody's wondering why I grabbed the mic with my right hand. If I grabbed it with the left, possibly I would have spoken for 5 minutes. But because I have the right hand holding the mic, that means I'm in for the long haul. But I know we have other panelists.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So and
there are more questions coming up with Mr.
yes.
Paul. So
Okay.
let's table.
So I will surrender the mic to the left hand, and I will pass on to my colleagues so that they can add to what we've been saying.
Very well, thank you. All right, so it is, as we said, very true that there are a number of different loan types at the NCCU. So from first-hand experience, and I always say I like to use myself as an example, because then if I lie on myself, it's myself, and then it's only me to make penance for my sin. I'm not lying about anybody else. So in my experience, prior to employment at the NCCU, I needed to find information as to what loan was suitable for me and to find out if I could afford the loan. So the first thing I did is I reached out to the loans department. I've used a few branches, to be honest. I reached out to the loans department, to the loans officer, and spoke to, I've used both male and female loans officers, so I think I'm a good case study, you know. I'm a good case study. So I reached out to the loans officer and I inquired. I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. And I want to know, am I able to afford that loan? Can I take that loan? What do I need? Look at my account, look at what is there, look at what I have. What do I need to bring to you? And I'm talking outside of the basic ID and proof of address, you know, those things that you have to bring for certain things. What do I need to bring to you that can allow me to get that loan? Or are you able to tell me, okay, no, you will need to ask for a bit less, you know, because based on the situation. And I found that the loans officer took the time to do an analysis for me, looked at everything that I had, because there was a point where I had a loan prior, so there was a point of, it was my first loan, and then there's a second time when it was a second loan. So they looked at what was there, they looked at the current situation, and they came back to me and said, you can afford it, or you may need to look at a different option. So I found that that is the best way to go, rather than setting yourself up and then hearing, well, this cannot work. So you come in and you seek advice, and that's what he was saying, Mr. Paul was saying, it's like, they're like doctors, because they know everything. So you come in and you seek advice on what it is you want to get done, and they walk you through. They walk you through. So definitely, that is what we want to accomplish with the NCCU. And do you know, can any of you tell me which member is the favorite member of the NCCU? That's a question. If you know, if you have an idea on social media, which member is the favorite member of NCCU? And most people might say favorite member, but everybody is a member, is one. We're all the same. We have a share, we have shares, you know, it's my credit union. But which member is the favorite member of the NCCU? There is a favorite member. There is a favorite member. But I will get back to that answer, because I want to see if somebody on social media might say in the comments on any one of the lives, which member or what kind of member is the favorite member of the NCCU. We'll move on and we'll come back to that. So we have Mr. Maxime there, and I want to talk a bit about the role of the credit committee in all of this, because again, it's education. There was a time when I thought that I request money, I ask for a loan, and the buck just stops with the loans officer. That's what I thought at some point. Again, if you don't know, you think what you think, because that's all you know. But it's more than that. The buck doesn't stop with the loans officer. There is a credit committee. So we have a representative here, Mr. Maxime. So please enlighten the listeners on the role of the credit committee. Who is the credit committee? What does the credit committee do? And where does the credit committee fall into this whole loans conversation?
Okay, the committee is comprised of 13 members that are elected at our AGM annually. The committee basically is the approving body of the NCCU. So after you've applied, you've done all your paperwork with the loan underwriter, this file that you normally leave comes to a committee. While we do not want to in any way disenfranchise any member, we also need to bear in mind that we have a responsibility of approving good loans. And the committee sits with those applications and go through the documents extensively and ensure that whatever approval is given, that when we approve a loan, that it's a good loan, that it's not somebody just looking to take other members' money, because it is other members' money that we give in. And we want to ensure that when we give that loan, that the person is committed to paying back that loan and will do so within the contractual arrangement that is given. So basically, the committee is really responsible for approving the loans.
All right, so like I said, when you don't know, you think what you think. And what's that popular saying, ignorance is bliss when you don't know. So here you have it, the understanding of where the credit committee comes into play with all of this, the complete loans process. So since we touched on that, walk us through, Mr. Skerritt, the process, because as somebody who has been in the loans department, what happens, what is the maybe we can take a particular loan, because I know every loan is different. So let us tap onto maybe say a personal loan, a small personal loan. So walk us through the process as to what happens when somebody's coming for a personal loan. You could maybe give a figure as well too.
Okay. So let's say, for example, members come in for domestic loan, personal loan for $5,000. All right. Now, at the credit union, we offer unsecured loans to members. So members will have to meet some criteria to qualify for that unsecured loan. One of the main criteria is good character, meaning that you will have had to probably have a good saving history or a good saving loan or good loan history. Now, when you come in, you should come with at least your job letter and salary slip. Reason for that being, you need to be employed. If you are not employed, you do not qualify for a loan. All right. So if you are not employed or have any source of income, you will not qualify for a loan. So let me just step track a little while. If in case you have security, I'm going away from the unsecured. If in case you have security, but you do not have an income, then you do not qualify for a loan. So members may come in and they may say, I have land, I have this, but if you are not employed, you will not qualify for a loan. So back on track now. So yeah, so when you come in, job letter, salary slip, because the officer needs to do analysis, because you need to be able to afford the loan. First and foremost, you need to be able to afford the loan. We will do analysis of your income and your expenses, and most times people are not sure of what the expenses are. So when you do come in, please take time, check your finances, check your expenses, so that it will be an easier job for the underwriter, because it will be difficult for an underwriter to sit and tell you, this is what you do. You should know what you do, and it should make sense. So if you come into the institution and you say, okay, I spend $100 on food every month. I mean, that's not realistic. Yes, I get provision from the country, but that's not realistic. So first of all, we need to do a budget analysis, income and expenses. Then you will have a surplus. If you have a surplus, that surplus is what you can put towards the loan. If you have a negative surplus, then you cannot afford any loan. So if you are coming into the institution, your debt to income ratio is done, budget analysis is done, and here you have a negative surplus, meaning that your income is actually less than your expenses, then you cannot afford a loan. Alright, so that's the first and foremost thing that we do budgetary analysis for you to ensure that you can afford that loan. I spoke of the character aspect of it, that is for unsecured loans. So once you meet the character, and then you are able to pay, then you, if in case it is above that, at the NCCU, we will sometimes ask for a co-maker. Now, it will be different for different members. Okay? So, every member's situation is different. And that is something that we would like to say here today. Every member's situation is different. So, even if I look at, I'm not calling him no name, but let's say I look at a supermarket and a friend of mine looks at that same supermarket, but we have that, get it now, Easter. Yeah. We have the Get It Now Easter promo, and your friend comes into the credit union, they get it now, 5,000, they on their way. Yeah. And you come in and you say, I can't get it now. How come my co-worker get it, in the same place, making the same money, and I can't get it? Your situation is not the same. That's why we ask members, when you come in, ensure that you know what you're coming for, and you know of your expenses, so that we, the officers, can assist you with the correct matching together. Would you explain on that, Mr. Paul?
Oh yes. And I just want to add, because Mr. Maxim and Mr. Skerritt said two important things that we need to re-emphasize. Mr. Maxim mentioned good, because the credit committee is the approving body of the NCCU, and he mentioned that they want to approve good loans, and we praise him for that, and we always want to approve good loans. And then Mr. Skerritt spoke about character, and he also spoke about your ability to pay. Now, even if you have something of value, I know there was one gentleman during the carnival that's recently passed that spoke about a reading. Even if you have a valuable reading, that cannot ensure that you get a loan. Because we want to know that beyond the reading, you can pay your loan. And that's one thing I always try to impart to all my loans officers, that the first thing, besides security, besides the person's age, besides the person's height, besides the person's nice stand and the community credit union, one thing you must analyze is that, can this person pay back the loan? So if you are unable to pay back a loan, then you should not be applying for a loan. And it's as simple as that. So we want to ensure that when you come into the institution, we're going to give you what you want. But we want to ensure that when we give it to you, that you pay back the institution, because it's members' money that we're going to lend to you to do whatever you need to do. So it's important to remember that beyond all those things, beyond granting good loans which you want to do, and beyond your character, you must be able to pay the loan back. So if 1990, whenever you pay the loan well, all right, now things are a little bit bad. No, but you need a loan. You can come and you can have a discussion with us. We have a business development unit, in fact, that will discuss probably small business ideas for you. So even if you're not employed, that you can run some business ideas by us, and we can walk you through how you can get those business ideas on stream, so that we can give you an income so you can pay back the loans. And we want to grant you loans, but we want to make sure that you pay back the loans, and that's the important thing. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as you spoke of the, we just going on, eh?
Yes.
So as you spoke of the business idea, I would just like to touch quickly on self-employed persons, because these self-employed persons can also qualify for this.
Oh yes, for sure.
However, they would need to bring in their financials. So a lot of our self-employed persons on island, I believe, do not keep records. I recall some time back, members who asked basically to get your business registered, have a business name, do your financial records. Members still do not do that. So you need to do that, because when you come in as a self-employed member for a loan, or business development officer will need to assess your business. How much money is coming in, how much money is going out, how do you pay yourself? And a lot of members, at the end of the day, they figure that whatever money that is in the cash in at the end of the day is their salary.
Everything is profit.
That is not correct.
Yes.
You need to know how much that business is paying you, because that is what we would use as your income to determine your eligibility for the loan.
And we've seen that whenever businesses are profitable, and we have some businesses that are quite profitable. I mean, a lot of people have some great ideas, and they get it off the ground, and they're making money. But as soon as you see an uptick, and we also have a debit card, a wonderful debit card that you need to invest in. And we see, like, your debit card starts off with little purchases, you buy your groceries, and as soon as your business starts making money, you see the S and the T. I won't say what they are because we don't want to cooperate anybody. But the S and the T purchases increase. And every time you have to go to the people to clear goods. So if your business is successful, ensure that your business remains successful by reinvesting in the business, saving, paying your loans, and that's what's going to take care of you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
I think we can segue. I am going to pass on to the host. I'm graciously going to pass on to the host so that we can to the next.
We can move on.
We can move to the next. I feel myself a little bit excited.
Yes, I see that.
Yes, I don't know why. Whenever I'm talking about loans,
But I think that's why you sit in the position you're in.
I get excited. You know something about loans. I remember my first loan I granted. Yeah, and the gentleman and me are very good friends today, because it's a good feeling to help someone, and that's what the institute is about, the community spirit. To give someone a loan for something that they really need, and the one to what really need.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a good feeling to do that. So that's why I'm excited about loans and
Stressing on the needle.
The need, yes.
Stressing on the need.
Yeah.
Yes, because that is something that we
spoke
spoke
on.
on. That is something that we spoke on as well recently in our last radio crawl. We did have a member of staff who was with us mention that you need to ensure that you can separate your needs from your wants, because a lot of times we fall into traps where we think something is a need, but it's a want. Yes, we fall into traps, Mr. Paul, and we think it's a need, but it's really a want. So can I survive without this thing? Will my life be any different, or will it be of lesser value if I don't have it? We need to ask ourselves these hard-hitting questions, especially now when things are so much more difficult. And that is the same thing when we speak of safeguarding your investment. When we talk about fraud, you have to ask yourself, can I afford to lose even $10? You know, back in the days, I remember maybe if $5 fell somewhere, you'd be like, boy, I lose a $5, and I'm saying, it's all right. No, it's not okay. It is not okay. Not even to lose $1. It is not okay. So we have to safeguard our investments. We have to safeguard our future. And that's why we're talking unlocking your financial future with NCCU. All right, I have the answer for the question that I asked, and I see a few people on the social media pages did comment, so we'll get to that shortly. Before we take the answer and we take a break as well, a short break, I want to ask Mr. Maxime a question, which is a question that we got prior to this panel happening. And they did not know who was on the panel, they just knew that we were talking loan education, and so we got a question. And the question is, what are some of the reasons why a loan will not be approved? That's the question that we got, Mr. Maxime.
All right.
Give me something, a tough one.
The first thing we look at as a committee is affordability, whether the member is able to pay back. And sometimes we want to give you the loan, but we do not want to put you in a worse position than you already are. So we look at your ability, like Mr. Scary was saying. Can you repay the loan? So all the asset, the land, the base that you have is really not of significance to the institution per se, but whether you are able to repay. So that is criteria number one. Mr. Scary mentioned the $5,000 loan, and NCCU has put in place measures that you can walk in and walk out with your money right away. So certain amounts, that doesn't necessarily have to get to the committee. So there are managers approved loan that you walk in, you do your thing, and you get, if you come in with all your documents, you can get that in and out quickly, quick time. So first thing is whether you can afford, and that is primarily based on your income. Some persons sometimes try to circumvent the system because we want the money, so we'll do what we have to do to make sure that we get the money. So Mr. Skerritt mentioned the fact that sometimes we see those underquoted expenses, but that really doesn't do good to you as an individual applying for a loan. In fact, if you paint a nice picture and you figure that's what is going to get you the loan, when the loan is approved, and then you find out the nice picture that you painted really isn't a nice picture, and it starts selling after you've gotten the loan, then it puts you, like Mr. Paul was saying initially, your mental state of health and everything else is important as well. So basically, is the member able to make the payments? Period.
Right, and I remember we had a conversation some time back. I don't know if you remember that conversation, Mr. Paul. And you were saying, so the key there is to be honest. Please be honest, because at the end of the day, you will get the money, but then you dig yourself into a ditch.
That is right.
And then you have a problem. And then Mr. Skerritt in the collections department will have to come across. Because remember, he's sitting there wearing two hats. He's a loans officer, for sure. But he is right now attached to the collections department. Right. So then Mr. Skerritt might be knocking at your door, have to call your phone, so it is best to just accept, okay, I cannot get this right now. Maybe I need to make a few changes in certain things, and then I can try again. But honesty is key. because you need to be able to afford that loan. All right, so we have the answer to the question. I'm going to give the answer to the question. We had some people who said, so the question was, what or which member is the favorite member of the NCCU? And I have a few answers here. I have one saying the one that is always taking the loans, the member who purchases shares, the one who pays their loans as required. Somebody said every member is important, but the more shares you purchase gives you more credit advantage. Another answer says another one is that member who borrows and pays on time. Yes, but no. The member who is the most important member of the institution is the member who communicates. It's very simple. The member who communicates. Now here's why. We are here to serve every single member. Every member is on the same level. We are one. But if you don't tell us, and I should maybe plug in honestly, what the situation is with you, then how can we serve you properly? So a member who communicates, that is a dream member. A member who communicates and speaks to us, lets us know, hey, things have changed with my situation, I'm having difficulty meeting my payments. That's a dream member, right, Mrs. Garrett?
Correct.
A member who comes and says, listen, you said this on this program, but I experienced otherwise, and it's not happening like you said. For my department, that's a dream member. Because now you're giving us the opportunity to help you, you're giving us the opportunity to fix things, you're giving us the opportunity to make changes that can benefit the entire institution and membership. So the most important member is a member who communicates. So that means everybody has the opportunity to be number one. Again, level playing field.
I think you just described me because more about
But communicating and talking, two different things, you know.
Well, my pal is very much communicative.
All right, so that is who we consider the most important member, and so that is you, that is me, that is everybody. Once you have any concern, anything that you have an issue with, please reach out to your NCCU, reach out to us and let us know. We want to fix what is needing fixing. We want to change what needs to be changed, but we cannot change what we don't know. So please reach out and communicate. Let us know what is going on. All right, so we're going to take a short break, very briefly. So if you are just heading home and you're at the door, you can go ahead and put the keys in the door and unlock and step inside. You can grab some water if you need to, whatever it is that you feel you need to do for a very brief period, and then we will come back. Please send your questions. We have a couple questions I saw already that we will take in the next segment. So please feel free to go ahead and send your questions. We will be right back with NCC.
From the cradle to the grave, NCCU, you don't want to be no slave. NCCU, you need a loan you want to save. NCCU, welcome and visit us today. Hey, with a commitment to quality. What? Therefore you and me was one big family, but now it's a community. True. Making life easy. Yes, like ABC. Don't matter who you are, you can benefit when you bring your mortgage.
With rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA.
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings products.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCCU all the way. Wow!
Your community financial partner.
NCCU.
NCCU, your community financial partner, brings to you Beyond the Mortgage.
Affordable rates, affordable price. NCCU, everything nice. Go do a course, go take a trip. Beyond the Mortgage 246. You take the mortgage already. Don't make your pocket go empty. Beyond the Mortgage, NCCU will keep you steady. You need to buy a new fridge. You want to purchase a settee. Get rid of medical bills and invest in the green energy. Beyond the Mortgage, beyond the Mortgage, beyond the Mortgage. Everything nice. Beyond the Mortgage, beyond the Mortgage, beyond the Mortgage. NCCU for life. 246, yes, 246. Wow, 246.
Beyond the mortgage, 2% savings, 4% retirement solutions, loans available at 6%, and our special BTM line of credit. Terms and conditions apply.
From the cradle to the grave, NCCU, you don't have to be no slave. NCCU, you need a loan you want to save. NCCU, welcome and visit us today. Hey, with a commitment to quality. What? Therefore you and me was one big family, but now it's a community. True, making life easy. Yes, like ABC. Don't matter who you are, you can benefit when you bring your mortgage.
With rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA.
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings products.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCCU all the way. Wow!
Your community financial partner.
NCCU.
NCCU, your community financial partner, brings to you Beyond the Mortgage.
Affordable rates, affordable price. NCCU, everything nice. Go do a course, go take a trip. Beyond the mortgage, 246. You take the mortgage already. Don't make your pocket go empty. Beyond the mortgage, NCCU will keep you steady. You need to buy a new fridge. You want to purchase a settee. Get rid of medical bills and invest in the green energy. Beyond the mortgage, beyond the mortgage, beyond the mortgage.
It's a program. Really, it's. I think it's more than a day now. It's a program. Another issue I think we need to deal with, and time is going by really quickly, gentlemen. Another issue that I think we need to deal with. Let us talk about some common issues experienced with loan applications. So we had Mr. Maxime tell us what the credit committee looks at or looks for when they are reviewing loan applications. But let us talk. Don't even get to the credit committee yet, I should say, and we recognize some issues with them. What are some of the things that we see, even from the loans officer end? And maybe Mr. Maxime can also weigh in on issues that they may see as well from the credit committee end as well. But let's take it firstly from that point, from the starting point. What are some common issues that we see with loan applications?
Well, some of the more common issues that we see, for instance, members don't plan. Some members don't plan to take a loan. I heard Mr. Skerritt mention earlier that we have a lot of quick facilities, or get it now, or line of credit, those sorts of facilities. But for instance, a member might be walking past the credit union and someone from their home calls them and said, the fridge just went off, or the fridge not working, and they figure, well, let me go inside the credit union to take a loan. And they come unprepared. So you come, you don't have your salary slip, you don't have any quotation for a new fridge. You're still paying something at somewhere else, or your credit at the institution is stretched, and you figure you need a new fridge because the fridge, and then you have your ice cream and whatever and your meat in the fridge, and you need to buy a new fridge now. No, you need to come with a plan whenever you come and take a loan. Time. Some loans can be done quickly. For instance, we have the Get It Now, which is a seamless process where you can fill out an application and you submit it and you can get the funds right away. Get it now immediately. Some loans require a little bit more finesse, a little bit more analysis. So when you come to the loans, get prepared. So don't come and try to do that type of loan on your snack break. Don't try to do that loan on your lunch time, especially when you have already gone to, you didn't cook the night before, and you have to go by wherever to purchase your lunch, and then you figure in the local 15 minutes I have to eat my lunch, I want to go and discuss a loan at the credit union. No, so come prepared. Make sure you have documents. A lot of members, they don't have a history with the credit union. For instance, they may have had a loan a long time ago, they never had a loan before, they don't do any savings, and then they find it difficult that we ask them to do credit checks. No, to build a relationship. And savings doesn't have to be anything massive. You could save as low as we have our dollar-a-day accounts. You could save as low as $1 a day, or $30 a month, or even less. Dollar a day doesn't necessarily imply that you must save $1 every day, but just save something on your account so that we see that you're serious and you're active. So all those things that what people have to get in mind. Also, whenever you come, there are going to be members in line. Sometimes you have to wait a while, so some members are a little bit impatient. So we want you to bear with us. And the issues don't necessarily rest with the member alone. Sometimes the institution, we can do things better, and we need you to remind us, or you to tell us how, in a nice way, because some of us are little, So come and tell us in a nice way, okay, this is what you do, or this is what you have done, but we think or would appreciate if this is done this way. We'll look into it, and if it's a way to improve, we're going to improve it, because it's a member institution.
I'm hearing communicate. Thank you.
Yeah, I know I am plugged. I'm helping you. Yeah, so those are some of the common issues that members experience. The other thing is that members may have switched jobs. They may not have updated their accounts. They may have switched telephone numbers. They may have want to change a beneficiary. Sometimes you come to get a loan and it's an urgent situation, but then your account is not updated and you have to go to the process of updating your account. And we need to update your account to ensure that you meet all the rules and regulations that exist now. So the best thing, and Sharia said it best, communication. You need to be in constant communication with your institution, because credit union is almost like your second home. It's not just your financial institution, it's your big brother, your sister, your therapist, your doctor, your everything. So come into the credit union, communicate, and let's make the relationship a little bit better. I know Mr. Scary has some of the issues, some of the concerns that he has in terms of processing loan.
Yeah, I just spoke of the savings. I know it's loans we're talking about, but savings is very important when it comes to loans. So what sometimes happens, a lot of times members come in, they request a loan, but they have no savings. For most loans where security is required, you must savings. You need to have savings. And NCCU, sometimes we go as low as 2.5% of the total loan amount in savings. Now, if you're looking for a large loan, 2.5% can be a lot. So that's why I want to let members know that, yes, you have your monthly expenses, you have your business to do and whatnot, but savings is very important, because the time comes when you're going to need a loan, and at that time, you will need to have savings. Another thing I want to mention is in reference to the security. A lot of members have the notion that I'm going to purchase a house, I'm going to buy a car, and the item is going to serve as a security. Yes, but not entirely. There is a amount, I would say a percentage of that we use as security, or we look at for security. For house and land, house with like 80% of the value, land 70% of the value. Vehicles, sometimes we go as low as 55%, 65% based on the year of the vehicle, right? Now, let's just look at the mortgage. When you come in and request a mortgage, if your home, land, house, everything included, and that person is selling that property for you at value, that means you're going to need additional security. Because if at the NCCU we are to use 80% of the value as security, when that person is selling for you at value and you have to add charges, government fees and charges, that is already above the 100%. And remember, we are looking at 80%. So a lot of times the NCCU meet members at 100%. A lot of time, I would say 90% of the time, we have to meet members at 100% because they lack the security. So that's why savings is very important, because savings can add to that security when you reach those kind of situations. So, bear that in mind, 100% of the value is still not sufficient, because there is fees that government is going to add to the property if the member is selling at value, and you will need to meet up for that in additional security.
Okay, I don't know if they said a lot. I agree. I started asking the question and I realized I could answer it myself, yes, because I think they covered everything that you would maybe have to say along those lines. But it is important, of course, as the gentleman said, to save. And that is where the security aspect comes in, because you just never know. We may be saying, I'm not going to apply for a loan that needs security because maybe my grandfather left me a house, or I have land already or something, but you just never know. And just for the sake of we never know, you need to save. Now, it is something that we have also put into the Health and Wellness Month, because like we said, we want you to be financially secure as well, financially healthy. So look out for our we have some ingenious ways of getting you to save this month. So we are going to be putting those out, so look out for that. And it's not just to the general membership, but the staff of the NCCU as well is going to be encouraged, not forced. I wish I could force you, Mr. Paul. But we're going to encourage the staff of the NCCU to do those challenges as well. So that is one way that we're trying to get into the habit of saving as well. So we realize that we can never tackle everything in an hour. We cannot tackle everything in a day. So we have decided as the institution to put together what we're calling a loans guide. So it's a loan education guide, and it will tackle frequently asked questions. It will also deal with some of the words that maybe when you come to apply for a loan that you hear what the loans officer is saying, but you don't really understand. And sometimes we hold ourselves back because we're afraid to ask questions. And we feel that, I don't know, sometimes I feel like we feel because we're coming into an institution for a loan that we should know certain things. We should be at a certain level. But that's not the case. You want to get to a certain level of understanding and you need to ask. But there are certain words that sometimes we feel maybe some of the membership may not fully understand. So we have come up with a loan education document, and it is going to be made available firstly on our website, and we will also put it on social media so you can download it. And we will be sharing a few copies with our location, so you would be able to walk in to one of the branch locations and request. We will have a few copies there, but it is a soft copy that is available, that will be made available. So for example, I'll just take a few things from it. What does principal mean? What is principal? When you hear principal, what does that mean? It's not the principal, it's the principal, the principal. What does it mean? What is really interest?
I was about to say the person give you detention.
The person give you detention. Huh? What is interest really? You hear these terms. Then you hear compulsory savings, and a lot of people wonder, but why do I have to do compulsory savings? And do they really understand what compulsory savings are? What is reducing balance? This is a big one. What is reducing balance? Because you hear this when you come to take the loan, reducing balance, and you wonder, but okay, and you say, yes, okay, and you say, are you ready to understand? Yes, I understand. You understand you have to pay back X amount every month. Yes, I get that. But what the terms and conditions? Why is it that you have to pay back X amount? Because these terms are what matter and what make the calculations even happen, because we take into consideration all these things. Mr. Paul spoke about credit report. They spoke about unsecured loan, character loans. Do we really understand what these terms mean? And as we said in the beginning, we want to ensure that the membership gets it clearly, because we only want good loans. We only want good loans for our sake and for the membership's sake. And your sake is our sake, because if you have bad loans, we have bad loans. It's we who give the loan. So if, how can I say it more local? If you kool-aid, we kool-aid. So, yes, that is very true. So we want to ensure that we only have good loans. So we've come up with this loan guide. My copy is not the copy as you will get it. Please do not judge it. So it will be made available. We will always put out to let you know when it's available. It will be available from tomorrow. You can check on the website and you can check on social media. You will be able to download the loans guide. I know we had a question as we get ready to wrap up. It is pertaining to the NCCU. Someone was asking if we have a mobile app. We do not have a mobile app, but we do have a mobile platform. Stay tuned for the mobile app. It is coming. But we do have a mobile platform, See You Online, and you are able to access your account on any internet-enabled device. You can make transfers, You can see what's going on. You can also pay your loan through there. You can transfer money across to your loan. You can send money across to your MRA if you have one. You can send money to other credit union NCCU members. So CU Online is available. If you have not signed up for that, you need to do so. You can do so in any location of the NCCU. It is free, and it is also a good thing to have, especially as we are along the lines of fraud, which affects loans, because if somebody is taking your money, you're not able to pay your loan. So you need to see what's going on with your account and ensure that you know everything that is happening. Set your notification so you can know when you get paid. You can know if a transaction happened, a withdrawal happened, a point of sale, at a point of sale, anything. So yes, mobile, not an app, but we're mobile.
Yes, definitely. And just to piggyback on what you're saying, just like you have your motor vehicles, and of course, speaking of motor vehicles, we do have a very, very interesting, very juicy new loan that we have called the Vroom Loan. And the Vroom Loan is a loan with a motor vehicle loan with variable rates. You can purchase any type of vehicle that you want using this loan, so I encourage persons to come in to get a Vroom Loan. But speaking of vehicle loans, when you have a vehicle, you need to service the vehicle. So just like you need to service the vehicle, you need to service your account. Check your account tires, check your account oil, make sure everything is in order. So if you don't do that, you might find yourself in difficulty. Sometimes you may think that you have more money on your account than you actually have, simply because you may probably have done an online shopping that you probably didn't record or something. There may be fraud. There's some of that going around. So ensure that you check your account regularly. I know we have our online platform. We have Q-Call. We have our ATM services, and we have ATMs around the island. We have a new one now at Portsmouth, so you can also check that out. You can come in and have a discussion. I think our members communicate best because they like to come to see us every single day. The institution is always filled. So that's our member communication. Credit union is like a social hub. It's a community. So when you come there, you're going to find out something that you probably didn't know. So come to the credit union and make sure that your accounts are serviced. I don't want to touch on one thing, and I know I like to talk, but I have to say, not all loans are going to be approved. And we need to remind the members of that. Just because you come for a request doesn't mean that that request is going to be approved. So some loans are going to be denied, and it can be denied for several reasons. Insufficient history, insufficient probably credit history, insufficient income, insufficient security. That is not the end of the process. If your loan is denied for whatever reason, there are always 365 different options available to you. And if those options are still not available to you, then we're going to put you on a savings plan. We're going to encourage you to save. We're going to encourage you to probably streamline some of your external debt so you can have a better, a better vibe. I can't think of what you know. A better vibe when you come up for your second request. So don't think that because your loan is denied that is the end of it. The credit union is trying to help you, and the point of giving you a loan is not to make you worse off, as Mr. Maxime said, than you were previously. So credit union has so many interesting things that we can talk about it for now till December. But I know some of the guys, especially the media people, they have to go home.
Oh, you don't have to go home, especially the media people?
No, I told my own I'm going to be here for a while, so you don't expect me. So I encourage you to come to the institution. I mean, the credit union is your community financial partner. I mean, we've been there for over 50-something years, and we're going to be here for another 100-and-something years, or probably beyond that. So come into the credit union. We have services available for every need that you have, and I keep on stressing need and not want. We have like a want to, because sometimes carnival time, you're in a good position, we put you in a nice position, and you can join the costume band, you can join the t-shirt band comfortably. No, you can, like my partner I saw, Polo. You can be like Polo in the VIP and you're nice. You understand? So that's just my plug for the institution. So we encourage members, please come in and see us. I mean, and we're cool. Will you come and you can have a conversation with us? You can tell us what the issue. I mean, you do it anyway. Because some people meet me and tell me, but he did this and he did that or whatever. And I'm like, true. So come in to us and we'll discuss your financial health. and I'm going to pass on to the host reluctantly at that, so she can continue our program.
I am going to say that. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for your closing remarks. I'm not coming back to you because you give us enough. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Scarrett and Mr. Maximin, and I have to even say, even more briefly, because Mr. Paul took your time. Yes, just give us your closing remarks if you can. That's what we've been speaking about today.
Okay, I will just implore members to start a saving plan. I mean, you may have one already, you could revisit, because what I'm asking to do is envisage your needs in the months and years to come, and put a saving plan in place so that when you come for a loan, you can meet the security that you will need. Because as I mentioned earlier on, that the collateral that you may be submitting most of the time is not sufficient to secure your loan. So on that note, I would just implore you to start the saving plan if you have not yet, because it's very important. We have the MRA, members should dive into that, highest interest rate of returns, and the MRA can also be used as security for loan. Most members ask that question. Yes, the MRA can be used as security for loan.
All right, so to cap this all up, I say at the center of what we do as a community is our members. Thank you very much.
Oh, I like that, Mr. Maximin. Thank you, Mr. Maximin. All right, so you've heard it over the hour. We've been talking about unlocking your financial future with your community financial partner, the NCCU. We are here for you. We want you to communicate. We want you to come in. We want you to inquire about what can work best for you. And as we said, we have so many loan options. I mean, I'm looking at this. I see room, travel, education, business, land, get it now, domestic, character, now for now, beyond the mortgage, ASAP cash secure, line of credit, mortgage blast, debt consolidation, medical, learn while you earn, education general loan, back to school. There's so many. But which one is the best one for you? Yes. Mr. Paul wants me to say, don't forget the alternate energy loan because there are money who's about. So we have that as well. You really actually need something for every season, you know. We have something for every season. So please, take advantage of what your NCCU has to offer. Come in, have a conversation. We have 7 branches. We have 11 locations. You cannot go wrong. If you are not able to come into Roseau, because you may say the line is long, that's why everybody is. So you expect to find most activity there. But hey, you're on a delivery truck and you're heading up to Vegas, go up to the Vegas area. There are 4 locations that you can choose from in that side of the island. You have the southeast, you have Maui, you have Point Mission. So there are locations available. You can go and ask whatever question it is that you want to, what information that you need. So we are very happy that you chose to join us today. We took over the airwaves, I think, and we like that we took over. So thank you very much for staying with us. Send your questions. We will still look at whatever it is that you want to ask, or send us your questions via our Facebook page, via Instagram. Just search for NCCU, it will pop up, NCCU Limited. You will see it there. Send us information, send us questions. Check out our Member Care Center. You can call them at 255-2126. or send them an email, membercare@nccudominica.com. Any information you need, I am almost 100% certain it is available on the website, but if you need more clarification, please feel free to reach out to your NCCU. Guys, we have a packed week, we have a packed month, we have a lot of stuff for you, the members, including a cardio jam that is coming up, so please get your sneakers ready for that. And also get your sports jersey and your sneakers ready for the last Friday in April, because we are doing our 10,000 steps plus. We're doing 10,000. Look at the gentleman to the right of me. We're doing 10,000 steps on the 25th of April, and we are saving 10,000 cents. 10,001 cent pieces is what? That's some algebra. Okay, so calculate it. That's our goal, and we have some challenges coming up for you. So please keep it locked to your NCCU, your community financial partner. Have a blessed evening, whatever you do, and yeah, keep it locked to NCCU. Thank you.
From the cradle to the grave, NCCU, you don't have to be no slave. NCCU, you need a loan you want to save. NCCU, welcome and visit us today. Hey, with a commitment. From the cradle to the grave, NCCU, you don't have to be no slave. NCCU, you need a loan you want to save. NCCU, welcome and visit us today. Hey, with a commitment to quality. What? Therefore you and me was one big family, but now it's a community. True. Making life easy, yes, like ABC. Don't matter who you are, you can benefit when you bring your mortgage.
With rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA,
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings products.
we will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCCU all the way. Wow!
Your community financial partner.
NCCU. From the cradle to the grave, NCCU, you don't have to be no slave.